Let's focus on the next management. Suzlon, Mr. Chalasani, the CEO of Suzlon Group, joins us on the show. Hi, Mr. Chalasani. First of all, congratulations. Last quarter was good, on the profitability, on the margins, on growth as well. Now, you're way ahead of that, 60% odd growth guidance that you were talking about. Give us a fresh, concrete guidance, Mr. Chalasani. Don't, give us at least a band with regard to the revenue growth and the margins as well. Volume, value growth.
Thanks, Nigel, for nice words. The H1 obviously has been pretty good for us. As you said, that we gave a guidance of 60% for the year as a whole. At the end of H1, our revenue went up by about 70%, and both EBITDA and profit are doubled. Okay, but however, maybe it is disappointing to you, but I will still maintain that guidance of 60% at the end of the year. We're not revising that guidance at this stage. So therefore, when we talk in May, we will see where we reach. But currently, guidance remains at 60%.
Mm-hmm. Okay, got that. Mr. Chalasani, good to have you with us here, and nice backdrop behind with those windmills. Just a quick word.
That's what we do, Prashant.
No, we took a very short road trip recently, and there were lots of windmills along the way, and we don't know. It's nice to see. Picturesque. Now, what's the impact of the amended ALMM norms for Suzlon, sir? You're the sole integrated domestic player in many categories. What's the impact? What's the opportunity? Can it mean higher margins? Give us a sense.
Prashant, what it does is of course, the ALMM we discussed last time, which components are supposed to be indigenized, what is to get listed before you procure them. But the ministry has followed it up with, releasing an SOP that how do you need to do it. And in addition to that, they also came up with what is called a Renewable Energy Equipment Import Monitoring System, REMS, where, you can import only provided you register there. And also they're going to do our next work is to also monitor from the import to which project it's going. So therefore, there is going to be strict controls in terms of import. Whole idea is to increase the domestic component and encourage the domestic manufacturing. We meet that. I mentioned that earlier. We have no issues on this because we are already at plus 80% domestic component. What it will help us is in terms of creating a level playing field and remove the disadvantage of the cost disadvantage what we have with respect to some of the cheaper imports. So therefore, obviously, it would improve the competitive advantage to us. I don't want to talk about margins because we don't want to unnecessarily increase the margins and increase the end tariff because tariff is most important for sector to grow, but significant competitive advantage for us with the ALMM coming in. And in addition to that, Prashant, what it does is that this is going to increase the domestic demand for not just for the OEMs, including for components, sub-components. With that, the costs domestically will come down, and also we start becoming the export hub because of ALMM. I think this is what will happen in the next 2 to 3 years.
Any worries with regard to cancellation of tenders, sir? I ask you this because there have been some tenders that have got cancelled by the Ministry of Power in the first half of the year. For your business, do you see it as a risk or no risk whatsoever?
Entire 6.2 gigawatts what we have got, which is about 1/3 of that is through bidding auction. And none of those have this PPA issue because we only signed the contract after the PPAs have been signed. And even in the pipeline of projects what we're discussing, contracts we're discussing, none of them are impacted by this. And also, in my opinion, it is they have not cancelled those PPAs. They've only said that we need to relook at these PPAs. Retry what PPAs can be signed, otherwise you can cancel. But that's a good step because that will actually release the connectivity, which got blocked because the awards. And then other projects will come in and they'll replace that with FDRE. In fact, it's good for us. There'll be more wind requirements in the future tenders.
Yeah, it seems solar came under a bit of heat and wind could be a potential beneficiary. Got that. For the industry on the whole, what about tendering? How much do you expect in FY26 and FY27 as well? The tendering has gradually started moving up.
Yeah, they are very clear. In our discussions with them is now they are going to give the tendering with respect to the grid requirement, grid stability, and all the entire tendering is going to be in terms of RTC and FDRE bids. And the tendering would continue to pick up even today as we speak about more than 11 gigawatts of bids are different stages. Some of them are bids submitted and the reverse auction has to happen. Some of the other bids are to be submitted. I think that would continue. They quite keen, the government, that the tendering activity would continue. But more important for us is the C&S segment, which constitutes more than 50% for us. In fact, that segment now revised the requirement of total RE for 2030 from 78 gigawatts to 100 gigawatts. So there's going to be more demand. And then you're also seeing these data centers coming in, okay? Huge amount of renewable energy, what you need. And even you've seen that latest data center announced in Vizag, they said 80% is what they will meet from renewable energy. I think from that angle, the demand is not an issue. So right today, for the next few years, I see a clear visibility of, one is we have already 18, 24 months order book, but future also, I don't think demand is an issue.
Okay, all right. Mr. Chalasani, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for joining us. Good speaking with you. Appreciate your time here on CNBC-TV18. So that's the Suzlon numbers and the outlook going forward. Stocks at about just under 60 rupees.